You are live. We are live. Whiskey friends, far and wide. We're live. Happy Tasty Tuesday, everybody. I'm Erik, your humble malt muser. It is whiskey chat time, y'all. I'm not wasting any time, and I hope you're not either. We got 3 hours of whiskey chat coming, as always, here on a Tuesday. Telex, he's back. So Telex and Malt Show will be on this evening. Let me just say hi to folks who have, we got a lively chat going, which is awesome. Always good to see. And then I'll set things up. So let's see what's going on. First in the door tonight is Mr. Gerbic. Hey, Whiskey Pals, ready for tonight's program. Jupiter, Florida. What's up? Hope everything is well in Florida. Downer Pass at work for 3 more hours. We'll watch the replay. We will, sir. Salancha. Hope you have a smooth work evening, my friend. Duluth, Minnesota, and Mr. French. Ready for the show with some Redbreast Lustau edition. I have not had that one. I think that's the only core range Redbreast I've not had, but I've heard good things. Georgia's suburbs, IC86. We got the Midwest. We got the South. We got California in the house. What's up? How you doing, IC? Good to see you. Another Midwesterner, Illinois. Chris S. Chris, great to see you, man. Salancha, thanks for stopping in. East Coast, Andrew Page, Jersey. Good to see you, man. Happy Tuesday. I'm in buggy Duluth. Yeah. Drinking anything good tonight? Yeah, for sure. He is Redbreast Lustau. Montreal. We got a Canadian in the house. Paul in Montreal. How you doing, Paul? Good to see you. India's in the house. Delhi, India. Mahir. Hey, man. How are you? Hope everything's been well, man. It's been a couple weeks. Good to see you, buddy. Jura 7 wood for Andrew Page. Okay. Well, I'm going to open once the kiddos fall asleep. And we got another Canadian in the house. Vancouver. Indy. What's up? Chugging Kilcaren 12. Okay. One of those days, man. Good to see you, man. Great. So we got 10 folks in already, which is awesome, man. Happy Tasty Tuesday, everybody. And here comes 2 more. London. James Morgan, we got Ontario in the house. We are spanning Canada, United States, Europe, India. What's up, y'all? Happy Tuesday. Okay, let me set things up. Tonight, since it's been a while since I've done a Glen Scotia, or had a Glen Scotia for that matter, I'm going to uncork and taste for the first time Glen Scotia 18-year-old. Yeah, no, this is not a actual gold brick. It's just a very gold box. I have never had this before. It's a really reasonably priced 18-year-old, and I'm excited to see what it's all about. So do let me know in the chat, anybody had the Glen Scotia 18 before, or are there other Glen Scotias you really like? We're gonna chat a bit about Glen Scotia and this 18-year-old. If there's time, I'll probably grab a rando sample, and then Telex is back from his family vacation, and so we will be heading over to his channel at 9 o'clock Eastern time. We got a show lined up with Highland Park. We are doing the Highland Park Fire and the Highland Park Ice. So 2 kind of higher end Highland Parks. Telex vouches for them, says they're good. They got some really interesting packaging. So if anybody is interested to learn more about these, it's been a while since we had done a Highland Park show together. So we're going to be checking out Highland Park Fire and Highland Park Ice. So that's what we got going tonight. I'm not going to waste any time on this Glen Scotia. I'm going to get this in the glass, and then we will chat a bit about this. Indy's mentioning Victoriana is pretty great. Yes, I agree. It's probably my second favorite of the Glen Scotia core range, outside of the 15-year-old. And so that's why one of the reasons I'm really interested in this 18 in particular is I think it wasn't last year, 2 years ago, the Glen Scotia 15 was one of my whiskey of the year. And it's a stellar dram for many, many reasons. And what's interesting about it is like, and most folks that I've talked to have all assumed that it's a mix of bourbon and sherry, but it's not. It's all ex-bourbon. But I swear to you, if you ever have a Glen Scotia 15, you may be kind of as dumbfounded as I was when I poured it, and I was like, I just assumed there was sherry in it. There is no sherry in that whiskey. Highly, highly delicious whiskey, for sure. This 18, however, does have sherry. And I know this because they say so right here on the bottle. So this is the 18-year-old Glen Scotia. This USD retails around 120 in the US, maybe sometimes less. So like for 18-year-olds these days, relatively economical. It's 46%. It says here that it's gently matured in American oak, ex-bourbon, and finished in Oloroso. So it is sherry. There is sherry in this. How long that finishes, I am not sure. I didn't go jumping around the internet trying to find out, but I'm assuming it's probably like a year or two. What else do they have to say on here? Not much else to say here on the bottle. Let's get this in the glass and give it a few minutes to open up. On the box, which again, it's the classic Glen Scotia box, or well, the newest iteration of their labeling. It does say it's non-chill filtered here on the back of the box, so that's good. So we know that they're not chill filtering this. Color, who knows? It says here it's started its maturation in refill bourbon and refill American hogsheads before the master blenders selected the finest ones and vatted them together for 12-month finish in Oloroso. So it's 1 year. 1 year finish in Oloroso. 17 years bourbon, 1 year Oloroso. Et cetera, et cetera. We got some tasting notes on here. Yeah, that's about it. So 46% non-chill filtered, 18 years old. Refill bourbon, which means is basically like third fill. And then there's some American oak hogsheads, which are also refill. So that's also third fill. And then you have first fill Oloroso. So they do give you a good amount of information here on the box. Wish it was on the bottle though, but whatever. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here. Yeah, let me know in the chat if anybody's had this before. I'm really curious about it. Like I said, I love the 15 years old. The 15 years old is one of my favorite whiskeys ever, to be honest with you. This is not the Glen Scotia. This is my warm-up dram, Glengoyne 12. So I figured it's a good price. I like the distillery. We have a nice chat. Somebody mentioned that they love the Victoriana. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, well, there you go. James Morgan's got the 15 in the glass. James, if you didn't know better, would you guess that there was Oloroso sherry or some type of sherry in that? Curious what you think. Yeah, for real. For real. Good to hear. SoCal's in the house. Our boy Cohen. What up, Cohen? How we doing? I had a bottle of the Glen Scotia 18. You had a sample. Oh, I did have a sample. Well, there you go. So I guess I have had it before. That's funny. Well, I have not had a bottle of it, at least, and I sure as hell don't remember it. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Either it wasn't memorable or there were some other things that were consumed before that had me forgetting. Good call. Thank you for mentioning that. So this makes it even more interesting. All right. This is what it's looking like. I don't know why they would add color to it, but it doesn't say it's natural color. And I don't think that the 15 does either. Anyways, let me just check this one more time. Again, this is the bottle. So if you don't know, Glen Scotia is a Campbelltown whiskey, one of the 3 distilleries in Campbelltown that's still operating. The others being Springbank and Glengyle. They're the ones that do Kilkerran. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about color. They do actually have a stamp on here, though. So this is interesting. This is from 2018. So this bottle's been sitting in the bottle for a couple of years. So that would mean that this is 2000 distillate from the year 2000. Imported by Stoli, New York, New York. Okay. All right. I'm stoked for this. The Glen Scotia that I'm quite unfamiliar with. Juan out on the Hawaiian Islands. What's up, buddy? Great to see you. You have a 17. Glen Scotia 17? Yeah, I saw the Patriots release Cam Newton today. I get an earthiness, not quite funk, but it's hanging. Yeah, so that's one thing that I'm actually going to be curious about. So Cohen says they do color their whiskey. Okay. One of the things I'm curious about, so Glen Scotia is one of the few distilleries, from what I understand, that still do the dunnage warehouse approach, which means they have the earthen floors as opposed to like your standard industrial warehouse. So it does like what you get with Springbank or Ben Romick. It brings a little bit of character to the whiskey. We're going to find out what it does here to this 18. And, as I mentioned, the 15 was my whiskey of the year, 2019. So this is, we're going to see how this one stacks up here. Again, it is refill American Hogsheads, refill bourbon, and then first fill sherry for 1 year. So here we go. Happy Tasty Tuesday, y'all. Let's check this out. I'll tell you, it does have some of that characteristic Glen Scotia. And what I mean by that is like kind of like a raw honey note. There's a little bit of earthy funkiness. It's dry fruit. So it's got some sweetness from the bourbon, but it's more like drier. Yeah. You do get some of that nice, like, molasses. It's a little bit prickly on the nose, even at 46%. Oh, well. Let's give it a taste. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Rich, warm, bold flavor. Comes in pretty sticky, intense, like brown sugar, oak, dark chocolate. Then the sherry comes in where you get like the it's like almost like chocolate covered raspberry or something. That's even a thing. I don't know. Very chocolatey. A bit drying on the finish, but still a lot of dark chocolate. There's a little bit of, I don't know. It's a spice note. I want to say it's oak, but it could be a little bit of peat. I know Glen Scotia uses there's a slight amount of peat in their whiskey. It's not smoky by any stretch, but it's got some of that effervescence. Yeah, medium on the finish. It doesn't hang around too long, but you get a lot of these like vanilla, chocolate kind of dessert qualities to it. Luis is in the house. Good to see you. How are you? Been a while. How are you doing? Happy Tasty Tuesday. Let me do another sip. There's a little bit of a floral, perfumey note to this. Yeah, this is a neck borer. So the initial development, it's kind of sweet, mostly just sweet. And then maybe a little earlier than you'd want, it transitions into a kind of a more drying note. But then you get this surge of like the chocolate, almost like roasted coffee bean, a little bit, or chocolate covered espresso bean kind of thing. This is a very heavy whiskey. It doesn't hang around nearly as long as I would hope, but the finish, even though drying, still has some kind of vanilla, some chocolate, maybe some raisin, fig or something like that. Huh. I am not sure what to say about this. It's good. It's not great. It's not as great as the 15. I can tell you that already. It arrives with a lot of promise, but it just tails off a little earlier than I would expect. You'd think it would stick around a little bit longer for an 18-year-old. I mean, I was sipping here the Glen 12 before this, and just for the hell of it, I'm going to do a quick sip of this again and just see if I can notice the difference on how quickly it dissipates. Glen sweeter, not as rich. This is also bourbon and cherry. It's good sometimes to just kind of like, get your bearings. Yeah, for anybody who's had a Glengaddy before, the Glengaddy 12, Founders Reserve, maybe not the Founders Reserve, the 12 or older, very rich, sticky whiskey. This is kind of in that realm. Dark stewed fruits. The funkiness that you like maybe want out of Glen Scotia, or at least expect, much more subdued here. And the sherry notes are fresher than I thought they would be too. I mean, it's first fill, so that makes sense. So if you think about this, right, 17 years, you're talking third fill bourbon, right? So a lot of, there's not a ton of rich, heavy flavor being imparted quickly. So like the slow 17 years with some casks that have been used a few times, it's adding more subtle complexity. Then you throw it in the first fill sherry for 1 year, you get the rich, heavy sherry notes, which is maybe where that's coming from. It seems like an interesting approach. I mean, a lot of times you'll see, some whiskeys will go like more in the range of like a second fill or something like that. I mean, you usually don't see like predominantly first fill casks used in heavily aged whiskeys, at least as the predominant maturation. Because it would probably just take away the complexity. I might be, if there's any exceptions, I'm sure there are a few, but it's interesting that they throw this first fill sherry in here, though. I mean, they clearly wanted the sherry to come through, and it does, but not overpowering. It said 12 months. It does have some of that Dunnage warehouse note to it, though, which I just love. Just the slight hints of funk. So here's where I'm going with this. This is a rich, heavy whiskey. It's got some spice, but it's mostly just oily. It's thick. It's got a lot of heavy notes to it. I'd like for the development, kind of the event or whatever, to last a little bit longer. But outside of that, despite the drier finish than I expected, which I don't get on the 15, it still is popping with some really nice kind of notes. Again, chocolate, vanilla, even like a little bit of a toasted nut note. Pretty complex, yet really heavy. This, in contrast to the 15, which is also a pretty heavy whiskey, but which is something I think I can kind of drink anytime. This is more of like a late night, not a starter whiskey, something that maybe you have after a meal. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. I think I think it's got some upside. This will be fun. Let me put a little bit more in the glass here just to give us some due diligence. And while that sits, let me catch up in the chat. See if folks had anything to say about Glen Scotia. Here, I recently told my friend about the Laphroaig 18 bottles that I found, and that guy informed me a big whiskey club about them, and those guys purchased 160 bottles the same day. Oh, they had 160 bottles of those? Wow. So for folks who don't know, our good friend Mahir is in Delhi, India, and he stumbled upon a significant cachet of green tube Laphroaig 18s and bought a few, and it looks like those are long gone now. Andrew Page, Ralphie gives the 18 a low score. Can't remember the issues with it. Whiskey Wednesday, on the other hand, really liked it. 9 out of 10. Said it was a great summer scotch. Interesting. Indy says, I find Campbelltown's to be on the heavier side. Agreed. My Glen Scotia single cast from Wally's is Tawny Port, no color added. Okay. I have the Tawny Port Campbelltown Festival edition, but I haven't opened that one yet. Bottles are almost gone from the stores. Yeah, get some more if you can. And West Coast, San Francisco Bay Area, it's Gary. How you doing, Gary? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, for real. Hey, there's Donner Pass poking in. Still at work, but we'll watch as I can. Great to have you, Donner. The 18 opens up nicely with time. You like the sample scent more than you're enjoying this neck pour. I think it'll be better in 2 months. Yeah, you're probably right about that. I like the 15 better too. Going to compare the two of them out. Oh, please do. Yeah, I actually haven't had the 15 in a little while, but I like this 18. This is solid, man. Hey, it's Pickled Hound. What's up, Jack? It's been a while. How are you? Hope your summer's going well. Saying hello to everybody. Thomas White. How you doing, Thomas? Thanks for joining. The Tawny Port Festival release is top-notch. I love heavily peated port-aged malts. Yeah, all right. I feel you on that. Good to have you, man. Thanks for joining. All good out there. Just got 3 old Laphroaigs, 29.30 and a 31. Jesus. Good times in the Bay Area. Hey, Gary. All right. I'm going to go back to this Glen Scotia 18. There's something about the nose of Glen Scotia's that I just love. It's the combination of the funk. It smells like a little dusty, like it's got some age on it. It just has the... And I think it's from the dunnage warehouses. Hmm. Oh, shit. I'm frozen. Uh-oh. Can everybody hear me now? We just had a power surge. So my internet, I think, might have got knocked out for a second there. I'm not sure if y'all can see or hear me. Damn. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, I'm hearing you. Okay. Still blurry. Shit. All right, 1 second. Let's see here. What? I had to go on. Yeah. Okay, how about now? How are we looking now? Are we good? Better? I'm not sure what happened there. Anyways, I think we just had like everything flickered for a second, and it looks like I don't know if there's going to be a storm outside or something, but I'm hoping that this is better. Apologies for that, folks. We got 17 folks in, which is great. Anyways, I was just finishing up my my rambles about the Glen Scotia 18. Good, yes. Value-wise, I mean, Christ, this is one of the least expensive 18-year-olds of a quality distillery that I've seen, to be honest with you. I'm a fan. It's getting better and better as it sits in the glass. This is a neck pour. I'm digging it. I'm tempted to go in that. I'm preliminary in that 3.75-4 range. This is a good whiskey. Respectable whiskey for sure. And Glen Scotia, obviously, for folks who've been fans of the channel for a while, there's a little bit of a history with Glen Scotia, good and otherwise. If y'all remember Mr. Cloudy, where is that bottle? Actually, I got it right here. There it is. Mr. Cloudy. Those were some fun shows. If folks want to learn about that, go back and watch any of my live streams from, I don't know, what was that? February to September of last year, maybe. Anyways, let me catch up on the chat, as I know things got a little disrupted there. All right, I remember that. Been busy with the same things for a while, but finally got a chance to join. Yeah, it's great to have you, Mahir. Indy said, "Would you get Lagavulin 12 2017 for 168 USD?" Begrudgingly, I would consider it, but probably not. The prices of those have gone out of control. I don't understand why. 168 USD for a 12-year-old cast strength 2017 Lagavulin. If I saw that on a website, I would think twice, but I'd pass. I just don't think it's good, that good. That's a lot, man. That's just a lot. If you don't have any others or you really want one, okay, stretch for it. But otherwise, save your money. I feel like you can get other really good cast strength peated whiskeys. 168 is just too damn much, in my opinion. All right, I'm hoping that's finished. Hey, Thomas, thank you guys. Thanks for the heads up. Getting better, great. Audio's good, but video's not working. Okay, I'm gonna get past this. Zach's in the house. What's up, Texas? How you doing? That's interesting. So we got two folks drinking the Glen Scotia 15, which I, of course, was my whiskey of the year, 2019 it was. Yeah. I don't think the sherry on this like brings enough to like put this over the edge, or the other 3 years for that matter. I think that 15 is near perfect. But this is good. I mean, I'm feeling like I'll do a full review eventually, but preliminary score wise, I'm sitting in that 3.75 range, man. I mean, this is a solid whiskey, especially with the inexpensive price that I see it for. It's like $120, just crazy these days. I mean, you're lucky to find any 18-year-old at that price. Yeah, 100, 120. I mean, if you find it for 100, I'd buy it. And the Saratoga Wine Exchange has got it for 99. Yeah, there you go. They do great. Damn right, Jack. You're 100% right. I mean, the 15-year-old is like $55 to $65. It's a no-brainer buy. James Morgan, London. He's got himself a nice nightcap dram there. Good deal. Yeah, Springbank 12, right. I mean, for that 170 price, shit, I'd probably go with the Springbank 12 over the Lagavulin for sure. Maybe I had this 2018, I didn't like as much. I think I got it for 120. Yeah, that's the thing, man. It's just 170 USD. Fuck, man. It's just too much, man. It's too much. No. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's Corey and Noogie. It's just too much, man. $170 is too much for that whiskey. It is at the end of it. I mean, it's good, but at the end of it, it's a 12-year-old. I mean, it's. I'd say you got to pass on that. Yeah, that's real, man. There's a lot. That's terrifying what's going on there, man. I hope if anybody's in that area, y'all are being safe. Yeah. Glen Scotia 15 is awesome. Okay. So I'm caught up here, 15 folks in. Again, I do apologize for the intermittent issues with the video. I'm not quite sure what the hell's going on. Anyways, Glen Scotia, 18 years old. Really good whiskey for the price of a nice aged whiskey here. Like sherry and bourbon. It's got a bit of character because it's Glen Scotia, so it's got some funk. Keep it on your radar. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this dram, and then I think I'm going to do a sample here really quick. Just a reminder, Telex, the Whiskey Tech, and I will be live tonight. He is back from family vacation. We're doing Highland Park Fire and Ice tonight. Very much looking forward to that. Let me see if I can find a good sample to do here. Go into the Andrew Page vault. Here we go. This will be a fun one. Here's what we got. Duncan Taylor, Belle Dorney, 21 years old, Speyside Selection single malt. It says really Glenfiddich single bourbon cask with a teaspoon of Balvenie added for legal reasons. There you go. So it's a nice indie bottling. We're gonna check this one out. Yeah, just to wrap up here on the 18. Glen Scotia 18 is really good. Good price, quality whiskey. $3.75-ish. All right, let me get this in the glass. There was thunder and lightning last week. Yes, that is true. Hey, Dustin's in the house. What's up, man? How are you? Sorry for you in the fire. Good to know. I'm not sure what to expect. I've had neither. These are both Telex pours. So, are comparing the 15 in the 18. Quite different in character. I really like the nose, the sherry nose of the 18. The 15 is more mouth coating and longer complex. I agree with you on the finish completely. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Agreed. Yeah. Yeah, I just think you're reaching a little bit, man. I think 170 for a 2017 Lagavulin 12 cask strength is too much. I don't think I think you'll like it, but you're gonna be like, damn, what did I would rather pay like 130 or 140 for that. The prices on those are getting crazy. All right, so we're gonna try this Duncan Taylor Beldorny 21. I'm gonna put this in the glass. This is from Andrew Page, friend of the show. How about the 2018? Yeah. $145, you're just not going to find it cheaper. So, yeah, I'd grab it. That seems reasonable. I mean, if you have the money, spend the extra 25 on the 17. It is a little bit better. But the 18 is not bad and at all. And I mean, it's an enjoyable whiskey for sure. 145, you're just not going to find it cheaper than that. Sad, man. A couple of years ago, those were all like 120, 130 bucks. I mean, not even a couple of years ago, like a year and a half ago. Yeah, ignore the price of the good, for real. How is the audio video coming in for everybody? I just want to double check. I know I don't know what the hell happened. I just want to make sure this isn't too bad. Yeah, let me know. What the fuck is going on? Anyways, so this is from Andrew Page. This is some type of Speyside blend. It's 21 years old, 53.1%, mostly Glenfiddich bourbon cask, single cask with some Balvenie in it. Okay. Gary says, I paid 97. Yeah, man. That's the thing. It's sad. I mean, the prices have just gone through the roof on those. 17, 18. Yeah, 18 is good. I have one of the 18s. I know that. Fuck, still blurry visual. Man, I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell's going on. This is, let me see if I can fix this in some way. I haven't had this issue since Philly. No. If it was like a 2015, I'd probably say yes, but I don't think so. Essentially all Glenfiddich. They just added a teaspoon of Balvenie to make it a blend. Okay, cool. Well, a 21-year-old Glenfiddich. Damn. Oh, man, that's annoying. I don't know what the fucking deal is. We had a little bit of a power surge, and ever since then, it seems like everything's all jacked. Anyways. Well, we will continue. 2017 lag 12 versus 2018 is worth the $20 more in his opinion. There you go. Take it for what it's worth. Dude, I'm starting to wonder that, Paul. Yeah, it's excellent. That was the Carchis from 2015. Not to be confused with that strange 15-year-old Carchis that they put out. It was the 2015 200th anniversary Lafroig. And yeah, it's like they use their floor malted barley and all of that. Yeah, it's a really good one. he seemed to really enjoy it, which was awesome. What is the oldest Glenfiddich you've had? I don't think I have anything older than 12. No, I don't think I have either. I don't know. The oldest Glenfiddich I've had is 18. Video is sucking. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on here, man. I'm really sorry, you guys. My deepest apologies, but I'll just keep going. This is weird. This hasn't happened in a long time. Something going on with the internet. Whatever. Yes, agreed, Gary. Agreed. Okay. So I'm not going to try and show you the color because you can't see it. But I'll cheer. Whoa, blurry whiskey. This is essentially a blended Scotch courtesy 21-year-old Speyside, courtesy of Andrew Page. It's 21 years old. From what I understand, mostly Glenfiddich, if not all Glenfiddich. Indy says he's pretty bombed. Well, then it won't matter. Yeah, I haven't had the video issues in a minute. I'm not going to harp on it. We're just going to keep going. 15 minutes. I'll drop the link in the chat, and we're going to do Fire and Ice over on Telex's channel, who will probably have a better video feed than I am tonight for some reason. Anyways, let me check this out. Brown butter, brown sugar, apple orchard, pears. It smells delicious. A little sharp, a little bit of alcohol. This is good. I can already tell on the nose. It's got that warm apple cinnamon thing you get off the, like, you know, those classic Speyside malts, the Glenlivet's, Glenfiddich's. This like apple cinnamon note that's really, really delicious. Thank you, Top Shelf Dustin, keeping me informed on what's going on here. I appreciate it, man. Really, really bummed that. I'm sorry the video is coming in so shitty, y'all. I just don't know what's going on. Anyways, so this is basically like a blended Speysider, but it's essentially a 21-year-old Glenfiddich. Actually, Andrew Page, you asked me the oldest Glenfiddich I had. I lied. I had a 21-year-old Glenfiddich with Telex, and it was that rum cask. It was like the rum cask finished one, which was okay. It was like bottled at 40%. I'll tell you, this smells much richer and more interesting. This smells like a damn apple pie. It smells delicious. A lot of depth to it. I'm going to give it a taste. Cheers, y'all. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's great. It's just like a rush of apple cinnamon. There's some pear. There's some little bit of oak spice. But this is like, first and foremost, this is like classic Glenfiddich, classic Speyside, just amped up with the ABV and age. Is this first fill bourbon cask? I wouldn't be surprised if it was. It's really, really rich. Damn. That's tasty. Thanks, James. Yeah, sorry, y'all. Everything flickered for a few seconds earlier, and ever since then, it seems like everything's just been janky. Well, I do apologize. Hopefully this will clear up. Yeah, I mean, this, I'll tell you, there's nothing like earth-shattering about this. It's just a classic, nice, heavy Speyside, apple cinnamon, bourbon cask Scotch. And I have been in the market, and this is actually a good question for y'all. What I've been realizing, at least in my own Scotch, the bottles that I have, I am lacking just straight up bourbon cask quality over 40% single malt. I would love some recommendations from folks. I have a couple. Like I have a Klein Leash. There's, one or two others, but I'm like looking around. It's what I've been wanting. Excuse me. It's what I've been wanting to drink, but I've just not had, I just don't have that many. And I think I'm looking for some new ones. So if anybody has good recommendations on, just straight up bourbon cask single malts, I'm in for it. They don't need to be cheap. They don't need to be fancy. Just, some go-tos, man. A couple that you can just throw in the glass, forget about it, sip on a nice bourbon cask, barley forward whiskey. Love some recommendations on that. All right, let me catch up on the chat here. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm really sorry. Thank you, Top Shelf. That's good. Okay, that was a few minutes ago. He's got a Hepburn's Choice 23 Glenfiddich and a sherry butt. Okay, that sounds fantastic. Appreciate that, James Morgan. Found that 2015 Cartridge on Wine Searcher 370. No. That's too much. Yeah, 370. Damn. Hey, Whiskey Straight Al. It's Northern Ireland in the house. What's up, man? How are you? Great to see you. I don't know if you can see me because I'm blurry apparently, but it's great to see you. Again, this is the Duncan Taylor Baldorny 21 Speyside blend Glenfiddich, essentially with a little bit of Balvenie. This is so delicious. As it goes on, it's changing in the glass. It's a heavy apple cinnamon bite. I don't know if you can get a bottle of this, but this is those independent bottlings, man. These older whiskeys of these Speysiders. It's just delicious. There's a nice white chocolate. There's a nice kind of caramel going on. It's awesome. Take care, Mahir. Have a good morning. Yeah. Oh, are you talking about the bourbon? I actually have one. I haven't opened it, but I have one of the Solus bourbon casks. I'm really excited about that. Balvenie 21 opened that too. Balvenie, not the Portwood, right? You're talking about the single barrel? I know. I've got to get around to that. Did you try that? I'm excited to hear about it. I mean, I have it, but I'm excited to hear about it anyways. You're matching my tasting notes from Duncan Taylor. Spot on. Apple strudel, poached pears. Poached pears. Yeah, man. Poached pears. That's good. Oak char cinnamon. Dude, for real. Like this, I mean, it's not super complex. It's getting richer, I'm feeling, as it goes on, but this is just delicious. Just delicious. Okay, so bourbon Glencadam. Yeah, okay. That's a good one. Just got better. Altmore 12, Deanston 12. So the Altmore 12 I find a little bit too much. It's too much of like a vanilla bomb. I like it. But yeah, I do really enjoy it, but I think I'm looking for something a little edgier, like a little bit more fully rounded in the bourbon flavor. Deanston 12, which I've strangely never had. Would probably be a good one. 847 videos good now. Oh, thank God. Thank you, Dustin, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, again, sorry, folks. I don't know what the hell is going on. Your focus has just improved big time. All grand here. Sipping Knob Creek 9. Oh, you got yourself a little American bourbon over there in Northern Ireland. Ball Blair 12. Okay, from Donner Pass. Good call. Oh, I love that one, man. I love that single barrel 12. I think I did a review of one of those a while back. I should get another bottle of that. That's a reasonably priced one. I love how raw and elemental that whiskey is. Some folks were put off by. I really enjoyed that about it. That's a good one. Mike and I have reviews of the Balvenie 21 and the 15 verse 21 verse 25 bourbon cask. Okay. Yeah, folks, if you guys want to hear about this and more, check out Mike's whiskey reviews, Top Shelf Whiskey. They got a channel. Dustin and Mike, formerly Mike's Whiskey Reviews, have been doing kind of like higher end stuff. Good reviews. Check those out, y'all. Deanston 12. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, that's helpful. All right, man. So this is one that I've heard a lot of good things about too. What I've seen it for, like, we were talking earlier about this Glen Scotia and kind of, modestly priced 18s relatively to the market these days. That is one that I've also seen at some pretty good prices, and I've held off just because I felt like the 12, while I enjoyed it, was such a like vanilla, so much vanilla at maybe the expense of some other things I would want, that I kind of have held off. But I'm curious about it because the price is just great. I've seen that for like 110. Definitely want to get the Elmore 18 after nothing but good things about it. It says Downer Pass. Okay, that's good to know. I paid 135 and get it for one night. Oh, wow. Okay. This sounds like a winner. All right, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for this Altmore 18. Like I said, I really liked the I really enjoyed the 12. It was just such a vanilla bomb. Like, I liked the character of it. It just I was just thinking, like, is this 18 going to just be more like a richer vanilla whiskey? In which case I was going to, maybe not be as interested, but okay. So Altmore 18, that's good to know. Anyways, so yeah, a few minutes, I'm going to drop the link. We're heading on over to Telex's channel. He is back, y'all, back from family vacation. He sent me 2 samples that we're going to taste together: Highland Park Fire and Highland Park Ice. If you were around last week, you'll know that I got the chance to try for the first time the Highland Park Dark Origin, which honestly is one of the better Highland Parks I've had in a long time. I was really impressed with that. But yeah, anyways, tonight, Glen Scotia 18, solid pickup. I think maybe just like this Altmore, it's one of these that still has reasonable prices. This is in that 375 range for me. I'm going to do a full review, but I like it. It's rich, it's heavy. I wish the development lasted a little bit longer, but this is a good one. It's not the much loved 15, but as it always goes. I may not always comment, but I always like, and I love what you guys do at Top Shelf. Are you talking about the channel? Oh, okay. Yeah. James Morgan says we pay Elmore 18. Missing the stream and now more driving. What's up, Ben? Great to see you. I still prefer bourbon cask or dual. Have been sherry curious this summer. Fino Manzanilla. Okay. Yeah. I get that. At Mall Muser reviews 15 versus 18 thoughts. For me, the 15 is better, but I'm open. Are you talking about Glen Scotia? If you're talking about Glen Scotia, the 15 definitely. I think the 15 is one of my favorite whiskeys ever, honestly. Price plus quality, it's unbeatable. And, as I was mentioning earlier in the show, I felt as though when I first drank it, I could have swore to God there was sherry in that. And there's no sherry in it. Apparently it's all ex-bourbon. This 18 has a year of Oloroso first fill in it, finish. So I was curious because I was like, man, I swore to God that 18-year-old or that 15-year-old Glen Scotia had some sherry in it. But apparently not. Apparently it's all ex-bourbon. I think it's stellar. I mean, for an everyday whiskey, it was my whiskey of the year in 2019, to be completely candid. Like, I was blown the fuck away by that. I couldn't believe that whiskey was as good as it was. You just can't, dude, you can't beat it. The quality of the craft there, like it's a challenging whiskey, but it's also accessible at the same time. Like, if you really dig deep, there's some gems in that whiskey, but at the same time, you can enjoy it straight up, not think about it. It's rich. It's got a nice long finish. Development is really good. It challenges you a little bit on the, like, you're not sure. Like, there's the fruit notes that come through on that, despite it apparently not having a sherry cask at all, which blew, you had me fooled. I don't think this 18 is a step up. I don't think it's like I think it's a half step. Not even, actually. I think it's a different whiskey. Let me take that back. It's good. But if you threw me down the 15 or this, if we're going to make that comparison, I'd go the 15. I still would go the 15. But I enjoy this. It's a well-crafted whiskey, non-chill. It's good. I mean, I like Glen Scotia. I don't think anything Glen Scotia puts in their core range is bad. The double cask is good. The Victoriana is really good. The 15 is great. The 18 is solid. I've not had anything beyond that, but like for your predominant 4 whiskeys in or around 100 or less, I mean, is there a better distillery putting out like quality wise? I mean, Springbank maybe, but like price considered, Glen Scotia's got a stellar lineup. None of their whiskeys are misses so far. Now, I do have some of their, which I'll eventually get into. I have the 2019 and the 2020 of their Campbelltown Festival whiskeys. The Bordeaux and the Tawny Port, which I'll eventually check out. But in terms of core range, if you like something with a little bit of funk, a little bit of challenge, but, Glen Scotia's killing it. And none of their whiskeys disappoint. Driving and listening, says Ben Demon. Great to have you, man. Just watch what we add value. You've been drinking some literal sherry. Okay. Unnamed Orkney, second fill bourbon from Canel. Y'all on your Canel. Jealous of you. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Whiskey Straight. Totally agree. Glen Scotia 15 is epic for under 100. Hell yes, it is. Yeah. Silverlock beaming his signal from not far from me out in the Chicagoland burbs, right? You're in a little bit outside the city. Great to see you, Silverlock. We should get together sometime. I'm not, just down the Kennedy, man. Come down to Logan Square. There's some good whiskey bars. I think the Glen Scotia 15 is better than Springbank 15 too, especially if you consider price. If you consider price, I 100% agree with you. Yeah. I mean, Glen Scotia. Look, man. I mean, what do you really? What criticism is there really of Glen Scotia? I mean, I wish they didn't color their whiskey, but look, I would rather have it non-chill filtered and color than the reverse. And oftentimes it seems like it's one without the one or the other with a lot of these folks. I mean, Glengoyne, one of my favorite just go-to easy sipping under $50 whiskeys right here, Glengoyne 12. It's natural color, but it's chill filtered. I wish they'd just reverse it. I don't give a shit about the color doesn't bother me nearly as much as the chill filtration, which is why I think one more reason to love Glen Scotia. I mean, I'm not saying their whiskey's super accessible, but it's more accessible than Kilkerran probably for like the average person. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, it has that funk. It has that Dunnage Warehouse funk, but it's not as intense as Springbank. It's more accessible than Springbank is probably a better uncontroversial way to say that. All right. Folks, I appreciate everybody hanging out. I do really apologize for the video issues. I'm sorry about that, but as always, I love the community and love chatting with y'all. Let me get you the link. As I mentioned, Telex the Whiskey Tech, he's back, which means Telex and Malt Show is on, and it's just about time for that to start. Telex has sent 2 samples. Here is the link. Highland Park Fire, Highland Park Ice. I don't know jack about it. Either of them, other than that their packaging is hilarious, which I'm hoping he will be able to show us. So feel free to head on over when you're ready. I'm assuming he's going to be live soon. And yeah, again, I appreciate everybody hanging out. Apologize for the video issues. New review drops Friday. Torvag 2017, the Legacy series. This is that new distillery up on Sky. I got a review posted recorded, ready for that, Patreons. You will get that in your inbox sometime tomorrow. Everybody else, well, you can join Patreon if you want it early, among other perks. But otherwise, expect that Friday, man. Appreciate everybody. Much love. Everybody stay safe. Avoid COVID, man. You guys are all great. And with that, for those who can hang, I'll see you on over at Telex the Whiskey Text channel in just a few minutes. Here is that link one more time. Highland Park Fire and Ice. That's what we're getting into. Slange y'all, man. Everybody stay safe. Be well.